rise. 3 more hunters have passed their... But our purpose was to take back the mountain. Now what?
Stay prepared. Sharpen your spears. Should we not return, defending the cut falls to you. If our chieftain agrees with this course.
Sounds like good advice, but let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Chieftain?
The weight of command is no small burden.
I can see that. For what it's worth, I'm glad you're coming with me.
Someone has to keep Araya safe.
Okay, so we are heading up the mountain. Well, I guess not heading up the mountain, but going to this. There's side quests and everything. I'm going to do the side quests after. I probably won't record them because I don't know if they're really going to be that great. You definitely won't get to see a recording of the Hunter's Trials. I recorded them and it went kaput. So that sucks.
Aloy, this is it. My chance to reunite with the spirit and perhaps to reunite her with the blue light. It's not a chance I would have had alone. I needed an outsider. Someone ignorant of our ways, but no, not ignorant.
Are you trying to thank me, Araya?
Yes, of course. That's what you do. Untangle knots. Create possibilities. Thank you for making this pilgrimage possible. I only wish it had not been necessary to humiliate Aratak. You were wise to let him come. He's earned the right. Stubborn as stone, but he's had to be. The war demanded it. And so have I.
I was wondering if you knew anything about a man named Silence. I think he's Banuk. Or at least he looks that way.
That is not something I can talk about outside the Conclave.
Conclave?
A gathering of prominent shamans in Banur. They have sworn me to secrecy on this matter.
But I'm your chieftain. And I wouldn't ask unless I needed to know.
What you want is no small thing. But it would seem that I have little choice. Silence came to Banur from the distant north. The young shaman of the Owl's Watch. A remote Warwick that rarely comes south to parley.
Silence was a shaman.
He was. Or at least, when we sent runners to ask the Owl's Watch, they said he was. His knowledge of the machines was beyond compare, and he was hungry to trade what he knew to the rest of us. It didn't take him long to gain the trust of the Conclave, and eventually, an invitation to attend.
What about you? Did you trust him?
No. But he impressed me. He carried himself with poise and authority. I wanted to learn from him, but that was not to be. He was granted knowledge of our most sacred meeting place, the frozen caves of the Malmstrom, a month's march from Banur. He met with us there, as is custom at high winter. But when we next returned, the caves had been looted. Relics of the old world stolen. Holes cut in ice and metal.
Yeah, that'd be Silence, all right.
He vanished with the spoils. We sent our best trackers after him. None returned. And when we checked back with the Owl's Watch, those who had vouched for him were gone. As though he never existed. Some in the Conclave began to doubt he was even Banuk to begin with.
And what do you think?
He committed an unforgivable sacrilege. He's unscrupulous and dangerous. But also brilliant, skilled, and knowledgeable without equal. Except, perhaps, for you. Anyone else I would warn off, but you may be able to treat with him safely. Just don't lower your guard.
I'll keep that in mind, Araya. Thanks. It hasn't been easy for you, Araya. Getting back to this point.
It was all to hear her voice again. This time, we both will.
I'd like that.
Are you ready then? Once we ascend, it will be hard to turn back. Finally, we ascend.
How? I don't see a way up.
Not up. Through.
No, brother! Come! The spirit awaits!
That's not all that awaits.
Smoke has been detected within the facility. This is not a drill. Please remain calm and proceed to the nearest exit. I repeat, this is not a
So
drill.
you see,
Please remain
I
calm
too can
and
call upon the
proceed to
power of the
nearest
old ones.
exit.
What
I can
was
see why
this
Silence robbed him
The
blind.
spirit once told me that this all used to be part of its domain. A fortress that defended humankind from a terrible danger.
fortress? It looks more like a machine.
Is that not fitting?
November 21st, 2060.
Aloy,
Like I said, I just see why Silence was able
were
to.
you listening for something?
There are memories here. Messages left by the
But
old
steal
ones.
from him. I mean, I don't
And
like
you can hear them.
sages or whatever they
I
shamans.
envy you. What did they say?
I'm not sure yet, Araya.
Okay, so there should be a way to get. There it is. So I want to make sure I'm going the right way before I start climbing everything. Look over here, Big Hoss. Usually they look over here. I just kind of want to see where they're all at. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That one should have... Oh, you...
I felt that!
Everybody get over there next to the freeze billow back.
We're so close!
I hate fighting these things up close. Ooh, it's a scrapper. No wonder I didn't take him out. That's not the right ones I wanted. Where's my help at?
We must climb higher, and our path will become clear.
Did y'all really just ditch me during all that? Whatever, I didn't need y'all's help anyway, but I can't believe y'all ditched me. Let's go grab this.
We can make our way upwards when you're done, Aloy.
I'm listening for stuff, Shaman. Is this not... Okay, it's over there. Like the Shamans, like I said, I can understand why Silence did what he did.
Yes, this way.
Like, he probably was learning and everything and heard them talk and just was tired of it.
Not much farther now.
I'd rather put some of these on just to be ready. Okay, something big's about to happen because they wouldn't give me all this stuff sitting around.
Last we were here, we fought our way through there. But machines overcame us. We retreated, dropping supplies and taking losses. Now we must prevail, with only 2 warriors and a shaman to protect.
Aloy is no ordinary warrior. And I can hold my own. Even so, we could go that way instead. Their mission would also cover. We could stay hidden, at least for a while.
All right, I get the options. Now follow my lead. Pipes, towers, steam, frost. What was all this for?
Here's the thing, is if I hit the blaze canisters... Better yet...
Keep quiet now.
If I could hit those and then I could... We're gonna try it. If not, then we're just going down there and we're gonna fight. Hit it, please.
Let's end this quickly!
That's the spark generator. Okay, Big Hoss, I did not think you could make it up here, to be honest with you. I thought this was a safe space. God, this dude just jumped up here. Take out one at a time.
Show them what you're capable of!
Once frozen,
That boy.
they become weak.
Keep at it. Keep at him. If you'll keep freezing them, I can do some more damage to them.
What?
I was trying to remove that component. Gosh, dang it. These dudes are just unrelenting. And I didn't know they could jump so high. Like that jump right there, I did not expect that.
The bodies of our kin remain to shame us for our last attempt.
I mean, we could have went the
Spirits
stalker
will
route,
want the blue
but
light now, Artok.
We may soon join them. Take whatever supplies are left to keep us alive a bit longer.
Hello there.
if I was smart, I
Well,
could have grabbed
we have
that.
survived, where our kin did not.
Wish I could have seen that on my stuff.
Look out! More machines!
I would say, and this dude has... He's got armor on him, doesn't he?
This is
I
where
think
fate
I've taken the
brought
armor.
you. I'll finish you!
I need to quit standing around and waiting for him to attack me at this point.
For the cut!
Piece of crap. Yeah, his little body is protected, so it's kind of hard. Oh my gosh, he got out of fire already?
None will stand before me.
Like, and our fire is all the way up that it can be on this weapon.
Let their efforts harden our hearts. Steady aim.
These towers pulse with heat, like an Oseram forge.
With vibrations underfoot. Are they tapping into something underground?
The far door was open the last time.
But Damon has closed it to us.
Then we'll find another way.
Them dudes are pretty tough to fight, really. Those new machines are tough. Grab all those. I need to start using my health potions, really. Is there something up here? Probably just an audio log, huh? Probably. Well, we got it. I don't know.
Is this a projector?
Thank
That's
you
a cauldron door.
for being here, everyone. I suppose it's not every day you get to have cocktails inside an active volcano, right? Unless you're George, and I can hardly blame him for drinking on the job. None of this would be here without our beloved director, Kenny Chow. So, here's to you, Kenny. You put a cork in the Yellowstone caldera. I'd say you deserve a margarita.
Hold your glasses, everyone. I'd like to add something. This effort wouldn't have been possible without our lead programmer. Thank you, Anita, for bringing us our real mastermind, Cyan.
I'll second that, Director Chow. All right, Cyan. What's our latest number? The current count is 1,654. Wow, then drink up, everyone. Here's to 1,654 more years without an eruption.
It was the spirit with the old ones. I could only grasp some of what they said.
You were right, Araya. This place was built to stop something terrible. And it worked. As for the spirit, I'm starting to get an idea of what it could be.
The geothermal plant can be suspended, the cooling system masked.
I didn't want to listen to that. Okay. There's a lot of machines here. I was a little bit low on the head. So here comes the biggin. This is the one that I need to fight first. How am I missing?
No!
Say, where am I getting hit from here? I am stuck.
It's time to prove ourselves!
I've taken a kill.
I mean, I'm glad you did, bud. I wish you would take some more kills.
The enemy's frozen.
All right. Nothing to stop us from the door.
God, them are such a pain in the butt. These scorchers and everything, they're pains in the butt to fight. I'm afraid of what's at the end of this cauldron. To be honest with you. Like, it could be really, really bad. I might have to go and get frost damage all the way up on that bow. And this bow is as strong as it can get, and we're still...
Saving these for the trail.
Promise I'll override it in just a second.
Security threat detected. Mobilizing autonomous defenses.
Here we go.
More
Whoa,
machines.
whoa, 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 what?
Make ready.
Wait, what? You've got to be kidding me. You know, it'd be great not to fight this thing. So get that thing off of him. I haven't gotten them both off. So where'd that one fall?
Victory will be ours.
Nice miss. That's what I'm here for, is to miss all them shots. I love how I can hear her like giving us advice, like stay strong. We are fighting a Thunderjaw close quarters, like we don't have much room.
I think we did it.
I don't put much stock in songs of deeds, but that battle was a verse worth singing.
And now, Aloy, the door. Can you open it?
Let's find out.
Years have passed since I stood here. Since then, the daemon has taken over.
It's like an infection. Attacking all this machinery.
Everything has changed. It's twisted. The path I took to get to the spirits, lost to us.
We'll find a new path, Araya. I promise. All right. Let's go.
Yes, and finish this.
Yeah, you know, I kept saying everything else was tough. That Thunderjaw was pretty
All right.
tough.
Down we go.
I was not ready for a Thunderjaw. I thought maybe it'd be just a different...
This way.
I mean, I've seen one Thunderjaw here, and that was it, and you had to find it. Let's check this box. Because I'm using a lot of arrows. Like, they made these machines where they don't kill over from arrows very easy.
New metal. Fire and lightning. This is a place of machines, not people.
I'm with you, brother.
Thanks, I heard.
We will stay only as long as we have to.
Well, we'll need to get past that vent. Stay here until I find a way for all of us to cross.
Understood, Aloy.
I was hoping that would work, or we were...
I wonder if I can destroy that.
How would we destroy that? Okay, so now we're shooting the evil.
Better time this right. One of these conveyors should get me across.
Oh, she's in the air!
Yeah, that's what I do, bud.
Now to shut off that vent.
Okay, so what is the play here? Okay, it's hit that.
This should get me up there.
So one thing I don't miss about Cauldrons is trying to figure out where to go to be right. I wonder if we'll even have to fight something in the Cauldron
See what
now.
this does. That did it. Here they come. Looks like I need to get across to extend the bridge.
Our path is clear. Thank you.
Making sure I'm not just going to fall to my death. Okay, so that's that. Doesn't look like there's anything here. So I think I gotta climb up and jump on that deal again. Oh, hey, transporter.
I've slowed it down. Move it.
I'm gonna say if you'll freeze him, I can kill him. Okay, so it looks like there's maybe an opening over there. No, there's an opening, but not to where I need it.
Take what you need. Let's move.
Okay, let's get them across.
I thought maybe going down there would be helpful. Where did that guy come from?
Come
I
on
didn't
over,
see him
it's
anywhere.
safe. I think.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go this way. Or maybe not. Maybe this is just...
Through here.
Okay, so they did something. I don't know what they did, but they did it.
This place looks more like the mountain used to be before the daemon ruined it.
What is this?
Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. To any human responder. My systems have been compromised by a malware daemon of unknown origin. Traceroutes have confirmed this entity's designation as Hephaestus. It must be stopped at all costs. It has reconfigured this facility to build hospitals. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional data to this network.
The spirit speaks to us.
It's a recording. And a warning.
Yeah, Festus isn't meant to be...
It was part of Zero Dawn, part of Gaia.
This name is familiar to you?
Yes, but I don't know what it's doing here.
Perhaps the spirit will tell us if it left more messages.
Maybe you're right. Let's keep moving.
Oh, we got full stuff. I didn't realize we were full up on... Dude, do not be carrying that towards me.
Machines being made, as the spirit said.
Frost claws.
And lots of them. I'll try to find a way through.
Oh, shoot. We're going to do this a little bit smarter than what I've done before. I don't think the rope caster is really the play. Where is my trip caster? Did I really just blow myself up?
Just stay out of their way for now.
Best thing to do is just going to be lead them in here and see what we can't get done.
To take you on.
Hit that guy. Oh, nope, that's not the right deal. I don't have the right stuff up. I guess the bomb ones will be something. I mean, we're going to fight close quarters with this guy. That's all we've got.
Nora, move in. The frost should hold them.
I'm trying to take that thing out, but it's not dying. I am hitting it.
Fail.
Okay, everybody back up just a little bit.
Press forward.
Okay, that's a lot easier than trying to just fight them. Like, to just try to fight and blow up that front one, we need to blow up the back deal. Okay, I know there was one more shell walker running around. That's a watcher.
I need to get Araya and Aratak across.
Okay, so that's what we need to do. No. I see what we gotta fight, and I don't want to do it. Okay, so that one's like a cross.
That should do it.
If I'm gonna be fighting those bears, then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cheat. That's where that other watcher went. Hey, bud. Where are you going? Glad that worked, because I was spamming it. Oh, okay, so he used his little ice gun to do it. I'm pretty sure I saw what to do, but I don't know if we're doing it or not. Or if we just get to skip it.
And another console.
We might just get to skip those guys. Either that or we gotta take the long way.
To any human responder, the reconfiguration of this facility has introduced instabilities into the primary geothermal pipeline. It may be possible to exploit these vulnerabilities to destroy compromised elements of this facility, while preserving most of the backup stabilization. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional...
I don't understand what the spirit was trying to tell us.
It's been looking for a way to defeat the daemon. And it may have found one. Machine parts. Dumped here to be melted down. Efficient.
We need to get across that gap.
Yeah. Looks like I'll have to go over. Again.
Okay, so where's our... It's gotta be over here, don't you think? Yeah. This cauldron is a heck of a cauldron. What did I just get the attention of? Turn around, bud. Just turn around and make my day. I don't know why I'm waiting for it to turn around and just kill it.
Find a way, we will cross.
Daggum thing. Okay, this way to... It's like this way. Same thing. So I assume I need to jump this way first. Dude, this is a lot of
This one's go
platforming.
sideways too.
Let's go get them first.
That should cut off the vent up there.
Okay, so that really doesn't... As far as what I need to do, that really doesn't do that much. Like I said, I think I just jump over here, don't I? Or was that... That's where I was.
Those don't look too stable.
Ain't nothing around here looks stable for us to be just jumping on. As soon as we get over there, you're gonna have to start climbing so we can make that next one. Ooh, I thought we just fell. I was about to be so salty. I think I just barely made that one, to be honest with you. I don't know where the other dude went. That's definitely not the way you're supposed to do it, but we did it.
All right, time to grab a ride.
I love how we basically go to the very end of this thing just to grab a ride to get them through that. So that was a lot of platforming, really. Where do I jump off at? I think I jump off up there. Yeah, because then I just jump down to those. Let's get over to that. There we go.
The others will have a lot easier time getting here.
Well, I hope so. We just did all that work just to get them over to this area? What is she shooting over there?
This looks
You need to
like
just
the old path.
chillax.
We're close now.
We're definitely getting close because our data points are almost done.
Output by 7%. Engage primary and secondary heat sinks. Clear on excess material.
The voice of the demon.
Diagnostics alpha. Increase pressure. Injector 4790.
We got this.
The altar. Desecrated.
There is no Is a spirit present? Or a demon?
I think it's both. But we have to find out.
I know there's one more over there, but we gotta do this node. And it's gonna probably take me a little bit, unless this is an easy one. Not an easy one. Okay, so we're gonna come in on this side. It's gotta be this way. So that one goes that way. That one to that way, this one to that way. This one goes all the way over here. It's this bad boy. It's that one, which is to this one, which turn this one counterclockwise, and we are done.
Detected.
Oh, nope. I did something stupid. I should have turned this one this way.
It worked.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the blue light. It's Aurea. Your servant. Your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. Thousands of them. Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed. Recapture imminent. Go to the core camp. I will try to raise the signal constraints. One has been exposed, but I am enhancing the system.
Unauthorized protocol return to scheduled task.
That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
And what will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
This isn't going to be fun.
Keep moving towards the core. Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it. Okay, Cyan said something about restraints. Is that what the tower is for? I either need to destroy this thing or override it.
Let's override the control tower. I don't know if overriding helps us or not, but... Here it comes.
The new unit that Cyan warned us about.
What
this
the
won't
heck?
be easy.
We can't let it stop us.
Take it down!
That thing's not taking any damage right now. Okay, so basically they basically combined the two, really. This is going to be stupidly hard.
Cold weakens us.
Yeah, I get that, bud, but it's a lot harder to... I need to shoot it with some tear blast ones first. Way I can knock off all of his protective against it. Back up. Watch out.
We must not hesitate. You won't win.
I missed. Turn around to me. Not like that, though. Whenever I said turn around, I meant for you just, like, slowly turn. Yeah, these things being hunter killers, that's no joke. Like...
One strike closer to death.
This dude really just, like, tried to back body drop me. I must say, though, I love that these guys are difficult to
Another
fight.
tower! Stop it from repairing the beast!
Oh, yeah, I gotta do that.
For the Badoo.
I forgot they repair the guys instead of... Oh, that wasn't good. Did I get it? Nope.
It's repairing the machine.
Just destroy it then. I usually try to override them, but we ain't playing that game right now. What the heck? I know that stuff should blow up, shouldn't it? Y'all take care of the little guy. What the heck is he doing? Hey, this fight's not pretty. I don't know how you would make it pretty.
Don't let her repair the machine.
Where's the tower at? I'm not even worried about like the strappers and the watchers and everything. I'm more worried about fighting him. If I could get his left shoulder blown up, we'd be even better. Or I guess it's right. There we go. I know it doesn't do that much damage to him, but it's something. I mean, he is almost gone, really. There it goes. Fireclaw. Gosh dang, they're strong. I didn't fight one of the little guys. I don't know if some of my stuff blew them up or what.
Critical lab detected. Chronosynthesis inoperative.
Don't!
Spirit! Cyan, please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go!
Let's get out of here. Surely those fire calls aren't just going to be running around, are they? Because if they are, I'm screwed.
One of those?
It's the only way! Get me up top, Aratak! Now! I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
Great Banukai! Araya is gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
All of my interactions with Araya were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Araya's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Araya's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level, perhaps even like colleagues.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there, and probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Araya said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network, and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed, a chance for life to regrow later, a terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Aurea.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
I trust your judgment, Cyan. You were cautious with Aurea. You had to be. You didn't know what had happened to the world. So, keep doing what you think is best. As long as you ditch the superstition eventually.
As the Banuk believe I am a supernatural entity, I cannot predict how they will react.
Just answer what they do ask the best you can. The truth will come out.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
So I didn't want to say something about calming machines. All I cared about was getting the information about Hephaestus and everything. Where'd he go? I mean, I see a spear from over here.
My chieftain.
Just Aloy.
As you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
Because of her, we destroyed the cauldron, forced out the daemon, and saved the spirit. She understood what had to be done.
Yes, and I failed to listen.
You didn't fail.
A shaman should always have the ear of their chieftain. Yet I turned her away, my own sister. I was foolish, but she knew better. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warrak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Took has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. As minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You could stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.